What's up, Go enthusiasts? We're back. It is game 4 against my Giga KataGo now. Kata handicap. We will play with 3 stones, no Komi. And today, yes, I have played a bunch of games on Fox, and I think it's good to play against the humans in order to digest what I'm learning playing against the AI and try to. Anyway, I noticed that a lot of the time in my Fox games, I was trading and then not checking how much real value I was getting, but how much value each player was saying that they would get. And so I want to be very clear to think about the difference between the real value and what I and my opponent are saying that we're going to have in this game. Which means I'm going to try to interpret KataGo a bit more than usual, which I think is really good as well. So let's try. Again, I'm not bored of the 3-4-4s yet, so I'll play handicap as the rules right or whatever. And one more time approach over there. Probably I'll approach the other side in the future to make it less repetitive. I honestly, even directly, kind of want to make it less repetitive already. So I think I haven't used this one. Let's try this. Instant pincer. I don't think that's exactly a good move here, but you don't have to play good moves first. You can play good moves later, right? Okay, pincer here. That was not expected. I thought that they were going to come back here. But, okay, they can do it like that as well. Maybe I should switch now, right? I would like to play this Joseki against KataGo. There's some interesting stuff that I learned recently and kind of forgot. And I'm just curious whether KataGo will challenge me on it and I get to play the super intense stuff. So here, I was thinking about the wedge Joseki. I was talking like that, but actually, you don't have to. You could also 3-3 invade directly. Entirely reasonable. And there's also like the Hane and attach variation, which can be good here. In I think that's a directional choice, but can be good. You know what though? I think never done this, so I want to do it. I don't think I've ever done it, so here we go. Playing against KataGo is the best time to check out new Joseki, because it will tell you the truth. It will show you the truth. I expect that they're going to Tiger's Mouth here, and then I can connect back. But this one is also viable. So here, obviously, I have to block, and then I was thinking that they're going to connect, and I will connect here, and then that this stone should be decently placed. That was the reason why I thought, wait, we'll do it the other way. I thought the like global direction is okay. So here, I think you have to descend. Although I haven't really played it, so maybe it's better to play connect here. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like you'll just get yourself in more trouble for the life and death stuff. Because you want a Hane, and then this is the much better one after you Haned for your own thickness. So I think you should do this. It must be better. This connect is only better for planning to short their liberties and use something against that, but I really don't think that would happen. I mean, obviously it could happen sometimes, but it seems like it's high priority for white to stop me from doing that stuff. Okay, they descend first. So I thought they were supposed to jump here, but it's interesting to learn descend. Okay, so descend, the idea is if I Hane here, they want to cut, I guess, and then if I extend up, then they want to jump in here and say I'm dead. So then save their group. Yeah, probably they can save their group by chasing me down, right? At least they could push and then chase me down. Okay. The other idea is that later they can get some Sente maybe, but I don't think that's that relevant. Okay, what happens if I Atari and push here and they extend and then I ignore and come back here? Isn't that going to be okay for me? So then they wouldn't be able to capture. So what is the real value that I get? What I say I get is that I cut and then I can get an attack. But do I have a real attack or not? Maybe the point is that no, there is no real attack, so the overall situation becomes territorially worse if you commit to put stones here compared to if you don't. And that's why they ask here first, is they ask me, do you want to commit or not? Oh, that's very interesting. To exchange this first. is not even clearly good for white, even if they get it. Alright, I'm gonna just wait for now and try to play this. So, I mean, doing the other things would drive us into a non-standard version of this Joseki. I'd rather play the standard version once, since I've never played it before. Really, so let's try it. I'm expecting a pincer. I didn't expect this pincer. I was expecting a pincer that was tighter so that I could run out and double threat, but this one's making more sense when I think about it. Still, there's an underneath method and an over top method, so I don't really feel that the white is that good, that the white shape is that clean. Like, can't I Hane here now? Oh, now they are saying they want to give up that stone. No, that's not acceptable, right? I think I would get a lot of real value if I could move this group up, right? And this, I don't think there's a lot of real value for black in terms of attacking white now that they've played this way. So it's more like white gets some value there, and I should take the value to the other sides, the slide and the press from here. So I'm sure Hane should be a fine move at least. There's no way this is very bad to emphasize on this part rather than this. It seems like it's too much to emphasize on this right away. So allow them to cover that, and then later I can still slide, and I can still use this Aji as well. I was thinking I could just extend immediately here. But honestly, is there any need to? Yeah, there is a need to, because otherwise I can cut and I extend, or like otherwise they're going to get ahead. So I think the extend should be good here. But maybe what they're saying is they'll cover on this side, and then I have no way to approach it. Even though I can cut, they would just... It seems like there's so much Aji. It can't be easy for white to cover that kind of thing. I think this is a good move. Just in general, the Aji there should be a lot. It should not be a little. So, emphasizing on it should not be very bad, right? Okay, so this is real value that he gets in the form of attacking that and the top side. Making sense. Okay, so he's trying to say I have a lot of value aggressively here and power here, so I will use that for attack. Okay. I think I'm often going to sacrifice this corner because I think it's very important to come over to this part and also to not get surrounded, right? Maybe not get surrounded is not necessary here. Yeah, this one is actually hurting that group a lot, and then if I go this way, maybe I would save without it, right? So why not do this one first? What can he do? I don't know. Okay, let's go right away. Slide. See what exactly white is aiming for here. Looks like I will get a big space and then save myself pretty comfortably here. To me. So yeah, this one is an understandable move. Try to cover that area. I can get behind it. If I use this and the push cut and the save, Okay, it's a good move. It's a good move by white. This one is making sense. This is how they can clean it up, make something happen on either side. I still want to actually commit and cut. I really do. After that, this cut should be too much for white to handle, I think. So, yeah, the other cut should be too much to handle as well. Okay, this is too much. I'm getting too excited, but I can't help myself. I want to see. I have a feeling white can counter strike me here. my judgment is that I'm asking for too much and not getting enough real value. But otherwise, if they just accept it, it seems like they get too much real value. So here I was thinking I could cut first and then come back. So after this cut, I'm going to wedge here, and then my reading was that it would be able to be stable because I can block here and then hane after all the mess. This is a huge mess, but yeah, so he has the top side, and then I get to make my nice base. Okay, this was a success. I need to not be too cowardly against this thing, you know? I think the diagonal might be... No, it's not acceptable here, is it? He really does it. So now if I squeeze and then block here, then he wants to sacrifice and take the corner. Aha! That's making sense. Mm-hmm. I might have to let him take the corner back. Because otherwise my group here is like annoyingly weak. If he blocks here and aims at the attach here, I can get in trouble, you know? But surely you don't have to. Like, I can instead think, how do I make him do the thing? And so, what can I do to get real value right now? It would be like, I think the real value right now is like, cover this or run here. Running here is like a lot of real value, highly valuable. But we have to solve. There. Yeah, just let him take in the ladder, man. I could still use a ladder bricker from the outside, so I can just reduce. I really hate the variations here that I'm seeing for my life and death, where I have to give them the hane, give them the block here, try to desperately like make everything work. It's so bad by time. I think it's better to just... So this is a giving of real value to white, to do it like this, where the corner suddenly switches back and becomes white's territory. But it's not that big, and actually white already has a lot of power from this. So I feel like I'm not losing much to just push through, and go capture. I thought about tarring from this side as well, but then I thought he can capture. Actually, it's bigger. I guess I could push here, let him push, and... No, you can't use that. It's just unusable. I feel like a better player would be able to magic something up right now. To be able to play here and then say, aha, I have this, and then 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 this. But I'm not that player, I don't know. I don't know where that stuff is. So I will just use the most basic magic. This thickness outside for white is quite pleasant for them. So this was how it worked for them, huh? I don't know what that's for. They're gonna still sacrifice anyway. I guess much later it can maybe provide a threat for white when white like starts attaring from there in the end game. Maybe it's very minimally better in game. Yeah, it is actually. That makes sense. Smart move by white. And anyway, they have to cover this now, and then I get to play the first move to reduce the influence. So I'll just play it high somewhere. I don't want to think about it too hard. Some move around here must be acceptable. So I ended up saving on the top side there in not too bad fashion, but giving him a lot of thickness himself, so he also gets some high amount of value. And of course, he can press on this. Obviously, blocking his chance to press over here was also meaningful. It was a way, but I didn't bother because I thought this side over here is going to become very difficult if I don't play. So he's looking at cutting here, and that does have a lot of real value, doesn't it? I'm thinking I need to just answer, actually, which is shocking. But I guess not that shocking. In terms of real value, I get so much more control of the outside here compared to if I would float a weak group and then have to use his weak group. I really can't attack, especially since he has the block in Sentai. So this way, he will not be able to use Sentai against my group, really. And I have a lot more control through the center and against this group. It seems like this made my real value as high as possible. Okay, so I should just float my group here, make sure that I maximize the real stuff that I get, minimize the real stuff that they get. So what is that? It's gotta be like... The main source of value for white is control against my group, right? And they also want to get control back with this. If I can fly fast, I guess it'll be good. So I'm thinking like attach here and then run really fast. Even though they might have a cut. Oh, maybe it's just attach here and table is good to stop them, and then they have like no way to gain value, is the theory. Actually, if I attach, they will wedge. For sure. For sure. They'll definitely wedge. And I get in a little bit of trouble. Not much, but just a bit. Enough that I don't think I should do it. Or should I? No, maybe I need to make them do it, right? I need to make them do stuff in a situation like this. That is key. They have to be the one who has pressure right now. So how do I do that? It's got to be like attach is the way to make them do stuff. I feel like attach is very good. Okay, they could not dare to wedge. If they had wedged, my plan was to Atari here, and double Tiger, and then say, do something. Beat me up. And actually, it's probably pretty hard when they have a cutting point there. So here I thought I'm going to just fly like this. Looks good. So they can only settle for getting a neutral base and saying I'm slightly slow here, which is not a really satisfying way for white to speak, I think. And I can even pincer and force them low, right? This seems more valuable than following up over here after white played. White played there, I get it, because if white plays here, it's too slow, and this one is like assisting the group. But after that, then white is already pretty assisted. So over here, this was like still the more valuable direction than That way. This way is like really bad for white to take, since white is so strong here, it doesn't control anything to go underneath. So I'm trying to force white to go in that direction and take the much more valuable direction of the bottom side. I think cut is mandatory here. There's no way that you can reserve yourself from this kind of fight where he's actually very weak and we're going to get some benefits, right? So here when I block, then there's a peep coming, which can be kind of fun squeezing a lot of the time. It seems like it's really high value. And of course there's still the block coming over here if he doesn't answer. So he really should do something to go back and save now. But it's not the most satisfying direction. Now, I can just fall back and extend, and it's already, I think, not a bad variation for black, like that. Lots of real value for me. Yeah, extend should just be right. So white is saying, hey, I improved my territory condition over here, but I improved my influence condition to the bottom side a lot. It seems like my direction is more valuable, to be honest. I would think in my human game that I'd gained from this. Obviously against the AI, I probably did not gain, but at least it was neutral. It was not a... My judgment can't be so far off that I wouldn't think I gained much, right? I just think oh, I probably gained a point or two, so probably I did not gain a point or two, because white, when white jumps back, it covers the cutting point. I guess that's probably the reason why it's acceptable. But the only thing I could have done about that is to preempt going to this side by going to mess around with the ladder, which yeah, I couldn't foresee that the opponent was actually going to come back here after exchanging a cut in the center. So I didn't realize I was supposed to go and use that at all. And honestly, maybe I wasn't, because this is already, it looks even. I don't think I need to hunt that hard for improvements. Okay, in terms of real value here, white has in territory on this side something. You can see why white played here when I'm looking at the endgame, where black wants the Hane, and then later on, if white wants to fight the Ko there, that Ko is actually heavy for black, since white wins the Ko is capture and even Atari on the two stones, and potentially attack on the group. Okay, so here I can block like this to aim at the territory. Since the corner is largely covered, it's quite a bit bigger than you'd think. Because otherwise, if I don't do that, then the corner Aji is activated again. It's like something. There's a weakness over there. Most of the time in these situations, we're supposed to handle this potential weak group. But honestly, I don't really see how right now I could do that effectively. Because if I invade, they're going to tell me, oh, the left side, the upper left part of it is very small, and I get power against your weak group here, which is meaningful. So the only way I could sensibly cover this part is probably to b5 right now. So I guess it's between b5 and over here. Oh, if it's like that, then actually I want b5. It must be better. So they go to take the other area, and then I get a stronger attack over here, if I want to take it right now even, which is not a given, not a given. It's possible I'm supposed to cover this part. This corner is big. So you can do that with attach here, actually. It's a rare method, but it's good when the opponent is quite thick here. And you want them to play more moves, they really shouldn't. Attach here would be reasonable. I could also find a way to attack this. Something like this one. I think they're already awkward over here. Right? I don't know what real value I'm getting when I play over there. I can see clearly the real value I get when I try this one. So I want to try it. It looks very strange, but it's largely covering the corner, and then there's still some weaknesses. So they are tempted to play one more time. You know, the good shape move would be n4 here. But if they play that, then I will still be able to lean and use the stuff. So it's relatively likely that white will say, I actually don't want to play n4. This area is not valuable. And then I have some weaknesses to use, right? Like it's... this is not necessarily bad, and that's why it's going to punish my shape there, which they cannot do. So the only way that they can call it bad is by speed, by saying that they get this part and that it's faster. Which is a way to speak, of course. It's not wrong. I should get an idea. So in real value, what's going on right now? Okay, I saw Inseong's game against the 9P recently, where the 9P played this, and Inseong like spotted it before it was coming, and he said, "Oh, this is a favorite, so maybe it'll be here." And then the 9P did it. I want to play the 9P's favorite move and see why it's so good against the AI. Probably won't be that good, but we'll see. So here I thought I have clamp now, where if they extend up, then I can descend down, and then, yeah, if they block and I turn, that's obviously good, and if they connect and I push here, that should also be obviously good. So they can't push up, and then that means they'll come down, and then I can Atari, and then they get a route into this, and they say, hey, this area was not that valuable. Maybe that's true. Maybe I'm supposed to play M2 to force the other ways. But M2, they can just connect, and I cannot actually do anything, can I? Almost. Also, how is this Aji now? Should I clamp now? Now that I've exchanged this? No, if I clamp, then they can push up, and then Hane under here. And then when I try to capture that stone, they can attach here? Not really. No, hang on. Maybe they cannot push up because they can't Hane under, and if they just connect and I do that, I should be fine to break through that. Okay, I'm going to attach here, planning on attach here and then cover. So if they connect, then I will attach here. This kind of plan is crazy, of course. He didn't tiger. He says this area is small. Wow. What is this? I think you have to block like that, but then they sweep under. I don't know what happened. I didn't realize there was this kind of move after the turn in this Joseki. But now I have no base. I will have to run out. Looks like this move might be correct way. Wow. Heavy counterattack. Now, originally, I was thinking that I was going to get value back here if he pushed through, but now I'm going to get value back on this side instead. The trick is just to make sure I really get the value. If I play here, and he attaches across, and cuts, and I descend, and he covers, and I Atari here, then in total I have 3 liberties there, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then even my squeeze would not be forcing, right? So I play there and there. You can just fill a liberty, yeah. So if I do this and he attaches across, I would have to play something a bit more dicey than just this one. I don't think it's enough. If I try, he would be able to break through the outside for sure. So it's not working directly. However, there's this move, attach here, which looks pretty good too. Ah, but then they will wedge directly. Nice. Perhaps I should simply look at the normal stuff. No counterattack. But counterattack must be viable in such situations. So I will look at the counterattack. What is the right counterattack, though? It must be the one which lets me play the next shape good. So what if I could put 2 moves down without breaking him? What 2 moves do I want? It's very hard to get my value back, man. I wasn't supposed to get my value back. I want a stone at L3 and the saving stone over here. That makes me alive. It makes me 1 stone that makes me safe. That's pretty hard, actually. Maybe it's just extend then. This is the healthiest. So I'm getting the position where I'm as healthy as possible here, and then I'm going to go and get my real value back. I hope. Yeah, frick it. I dare. I don't know if I dare. If I dare, it has to be like this. Actually, that dare isn't even good. Why not just not dare? Like, this gets more real value anyway. Yeah, frick it. We don't need to go and get value. Over there. Obviously, I lost a lot. Like, a lot from this attack, but I didn't know about it. So now I know about it. That's Sente. What's the right answer? This one? Should be this one is better. Just a bit. I can apply a bit more pressure when I make in my eye that there's a B8 move in the far future. Surely I'm not losing yet. Yeah, I lost a lot, but I'm not losing yet. This move, though, is so suspicious that it made me check. But it's just a pressing move. It's actually not that weird. Not that weird. I don't understand why, though. Like, what is he gonna get from that? And I can answer on this side. I thought now I can net. Cover it. Maybe it won't be very easy. But, I mean, come on. How is this going to be that bad? Highly committal stuff by White. Trying to make me short of liberties there. And then cover this. This is like insane by White. Surely they aren't winning yet still. I haven't broken yet, basically. This should control the best I can. But I don't know. I honestly kind of gave up on the game after this happened. I need to understand what happened over here. This is just such a disaster. I cannot continue to fight. Also, this is not good in the top side, but I didn't know how to do better. So it's still like, if I catch this, I win, but I won't catch it. So I guess it is. Oh, I can catch it, but only if I die here. I see. Huh? Maybe he's looking at counterattack to my corner? Viable, actually. Scary. So when I cover this, you still can make an eye and Sente over here, and then jump like this, which means I'll have to block that way, and then he can make the full counterattack, force me to cut, and then counterattack the corner. It's going to be a full race. And this is the other thing that I was talking about, where I'm going to have to trade away those stones now if I want to save this part, which I obviously must. So now these stones are going to die, but I'm saying that I can kill this part in return, so it is meaningless to die over here. But am I losing? Oh, I went back. But I think I lost anyway, through here. Yeah, when it goes like this, then I can cover. But these stones are dead, so even if I can kill this, which is not easy, I won't win. So let's go back and see. What happened? Okay, this was too much. I knew it was going to be too much. This was a better way to save, huh? To just clearly go and get your eyes. Oh, man. This was not even that bad. This choice was hard between these two variations. Oh, I could have done it this way. So this way I'm going to have to save myself later over there. He can do that, yeah. I'm gonna have to save myself later with this stuff. My outside condition is way better, but I was not clear on this stuff at all. So I didn't go for it. But honestly, yeah, I also didn't see this move, which makes it pretty noticeably better for a weight like that. But it was still bad already. And the real bad part, when did it happen? Okay, first of all, like this. So if I had gone here and dared him like that, and then exchange it, and then fall back, it's not enough. Oh, I can exchange it again, and then fall back. This would have been fine. There's nothing wrong at all with challenging weight for challenging you. That's good. It went like this instead. So I challenged here, which is a good idea. And then there, which is a good idea. And I could immediately push and cut here, which I was thinking about, like doing this immediately. I just couldn't find my good method now. So it's gonna say, aha, just connect outside. Use this to build the outside, sacrifice the stones, and say that it's still like inside Wade's territory. That's making a lot of sense, actually. That's making so much sense. I could have pushed and cut here. Yeah. And I know how to do the other things too. Okay, I need to like take that kind of push and cut and just think about where I can get real value with it. Ah, it's all about real value from those cuts. Okay. So cuts lead to switching sources of real value. Of real value that must be consciously analyzed. Okay. In the game I went like this. Yeah, I could have just fallen back like that and then left the Aji. Yeah, there would still be some stuff to do, so it could be fun. But it was very hard to figure out how to handle this side after that. So I could just jump up, but when he comes over here, I'd have to continue to save somehow. Apparently I must go in here or here. This move I haven't actually seen before, but it's a nice idea. Use the weaknesses like that. Oh, you can even Atari, because you have enough co-threats. Anyway, my method here, my cut is too late, and so the reason why it's too late is that now Wait can sacrifice and say, hey, those stones on the top side are not effective with it. It would have been a lot better now, yeah, because now if they try a sacrifice like that, then I can get the clean shape over there. It's not acceptable for white, of course. Yeah. So now it's like too late to cut because I couldn't easily push through here. And then afterwards I could have just, yeah, I could have just been super passive. It would have actually been better to be super passive than my way, which is more active, but gave him this descend, which is a nice move. Yeah, okay. I think that part is all just difficult from there. Okay, if I go back to the main line here. So the main thing that went wrong for me here was from now, when I have that push cut available, I don't use it, and I do a bunch of moves wrong, thinking I'm saving my group, and that's like the central thing. But they were too much and give them too much power. It's not like I couldn't do it, but it was too invested in that one particular area when the power on the outside was meaningful. Okay, and here I was supposed to cover this, objectively speaking, but it makes the game hard, so I did it this way instead, and I just answered. I thought it was actually better to answer than to do this, but it's saying it's just easier, not necessarily better. Tough judgments. Like this, yeah, everything was fine there. I didn't lose, locally speaking, much at least. I could have just done this one. It's not a big fan of the original attach. Ah, because I could have actually pressed here and let him... Okay. This is... Yeah. AI wants me to be dangerous with it, but I don't want to be dangerous. This was enough for me, and then I just did a Joseki. Yeah, here I was thinking between these two. I did not think exchanging this was meaningful. And there's something going on over there, but I don't see it. Why would it ever be valuable to do this? Like, what can we actually punch when they eat it that way? There's no way that punch is enough, right? Surely not. I think this is just black is winning a lot, so the AI suggests a variation, which solidifies stuff and isn't too bad. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not what I want to do. I want to press. So this one I thought was like pressing, but his Hane under is how he gets the real value. He tries to say it's too difficult for me to continue. Yeah, here I didn't necessarily have to do this. I knew about that. I knew I didn't have to necessarily do it, but I thought that his move was meaning this because I didn't realize that this was meaningful for me. Okay. It's my bad. I could have broken through that area, and then he actually covers it in Sente. Just total scam. Weak player scam against me. Hey, my idea, by the way, was great. However, this part was hard. This part was not so great. Now, so the AI says just leave it and handle. Okay, it's so scary. And block here to save, which is, again, it's very scary because of this stuff to me. But I guess I should not fear that stuff so much. I was thinking this way is making it so that my block is a really bad shape, but you don't have to extend all the way and let him save. You can counterattack and get more value. So this would be totally good for black, I can see. Even if you extend and let him save, it's not even that bad. You just keep running, keep getting out. Nothing was broken. How is my move here? It likes this one. I like this one, but I didn't understand how I can make it valuable. However, this was already, even though it's not a squeeze, already something good. Good enough. I could use it from that side, and then he's not even locally alive. And of course I don't have a squeeze, but it's fine. Just save myself separately. Okay. So he wouldn't even have accepted if I had tried to sacrifice. He would have fought. Alright. Yeah, I didn't understand what the AI was doing, but it was cleverly setting up this one, and then if I play here, it's going to use that, and yeah, and just sit with the power that now there's a squeeze, like this. So now it's double Atari, and I was thinking black was getting in trouble if double Atari happens. The AI says this is fine, because we're going to fight the Ko, and we have Ko threats over here. That's crazy. And I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. So anyway, I just fixed this to try to fix that and fix this. Like, fix everything. But if you want to fix everything, you have to make sure that you can kill them in the end. So it has to be this one to get a super strong surround. Wow. Even this is not enough? No, you can suddenly Hane. Okay, it's just too hard to fight this kind of game against the AI where you're saying you get the maximal life and death results. Like, it will use every resource, and I can't see every resource, so I lose. Okay, that wasn't the main point of why I lost. It was from, yeah, wimp move there, wimp move here. Those give me big trouble. Afterwards, I get this super hard position now, where it's reading super precise stuff. Use every weakness that exists on the board. This kind of cut, we use that to make it so that we can run out over here. It's just like too magical, unplayable for me to match that level of genius myself. I was honestly already proud of the little genius stuff I did this game. Over here, strategically speaking, my attach is not okay. Not an acceptable strategy. I shall learn. Instead, like, if I want to do strategies like that, I am better off trying to get my real value in outside than territory here. Because if you try to go and get the cash, well, I guess in the game they just took the other thing back. Can we just exchange this and then ask AI and exchange this stuff. And ask AI, okay. Just come in. Here I was thinking locally that this coming in would be better. They're very similar. I want to deny the tiger's mouth at the end, but yeah, just come in there. Will make me naturally safe. This is why. This one is the annoying one. Aha. Aha. Okay, that is annoying. Wait, answer somehow. But yeah, I could just control the center here. It was the more valuable area than the right side underneath area. Okay, largely this game I overplayed in the beginning there and got myself in trouble and traded away some value to get a safety from it. And then I did fine for a while, but got myself steadily into trouble by emphasizing on these territory parts. In terms of the real value, what did I learn using real value? Okay, what I learned is that the real value of cutting points is very deep. Yeah, mostly the cutting point over here, this use of it, the top left cutting point at the start, and the cutting point in the center, these two methods of using the cutting point were crazy. They were both, there's a cutting point, and then we use that to control the opposite thing, and there's no way to stop because the sacrifice is not satisfying enough. I guess it's a common thing that happens in near strong stuff. Okay. So strong cutting points have real value to the opponent, to the other things nearby. Okay, strong cutting points can be used directly for sacrifice purpose. For sacrifice purpose, that's the main thing we're learning from this game, is for sacrifice purpose, we can go to an area where they are strong and cut. And the shape and movement must be consciously analyzed. It can cause problems to the strong side. Over concentration issue. So the strong groups, like over here, this white, I did a nice thing actually. This, look, +1, +1 point. My move is quite sharp there to clamp suddenly. The AI does this because it realizes that the bottom left is weak. You know what? That's just like, I took the right thing, right? And then that's just a benefit of attacking his group, is that there's such a thing coming. And then, okay, hold on. Right now, if I don't do anything, let me pass my turn. You can come in directly, and then if I cut, try to use some stuff. There's no real stuff. You can just connect here, and this is still not safe. It's a bit safer, but not safe. So the cut is useful for white to come in here. Also, this one, I thought here, if it goes like this, and then white can cover, that's not good. So it's not. So the point is just we block, we let them take the corner, and then we say, I'm flexible. So this is way flexible, way more flexible than I can be, and suddenly go inside and then give away the outside. Aha, that's the point. I could never think like that, but that's great. That's wonderful. So the reason why here we need to not just necessarily connect is because we might sacrifice the outside, the whole group sort of thing, but it's not really the whole group if we can get other. Aha, that's a very clever method. If I use that method, I could stay secure in the game a while longer, probably. Okay, but the main thing we're learning here is that strong shapes, like this bottom side shape, and like that upper left white shape, and like my shape in the center, yeah, all these strong shapes, you use the cuts by giving them things, and it's the same thing with even this one. So the cutting point there, what aji does that have for white? I thought it's just like white will cover me, and then I can hane. This is my reading, is that it's gonna go like this, and then white gets the outside, and hurrah, hurrah. But white says, no, 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 it's actually more than that. I can choose to die against that cutting point. I can put more pressure, so you can cut through me, and I'm gonna die. And for me, my reading stopped there. Like when I was checking, oh, if I extend here and he descends, then I should be able to cut through and cause pressure, so it should be life and death pressure. And when he plays it, I'm like, oh, wait a second, even though it's life and death pressure, I can get in trouble. How does white know that they can apply pressure, that they can cut, give up, and then still get a lot of value, like in the game, like what happened? Well, white knows that because black is strong, right? So anytime that black has a strong group and then there's a cutting point nearby, we need to find that method of cut, sacrifice, take the movement. Yeah, it can clearly give you a lot of more flexible options, more strategic choice. Yeah. Okay, it's great. I think I learned a lot this game. It should just be that technique that's already so nice. Every time there's a cut, we take it away from movement. And yeah, so every cut, so the weak cuts you have to read because they might break, and the strong cuts you have to read because they might give movement. That's why every cut you have to read it. Aha, great. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.